right, artist, I'm going to draw a creature inspired by the story Where the Wild Things Are. Your creature could look just like the one from the book, or it could be your own idea. So I'm going to combine things, some from the book and some of my own ideas. So what I'm noticing about these creatures, they have things that make them look non-human. Things like horns and scales and big claws on their hands and their feet and great big sharp teeth. So regardless if yours looks like mine from the book or your own idea, including some of those things like horns. So in the storybook, I noticed a lot of short curved horns like that. I want to make my horns kind of my own way. And mine are going to be wavy and go out. Get bigger. Whoa, that is a crazy horn. You could even have just one horn, like a unicorn coming out the middle. These almost look like wavy, curvy ears now. And that would be okay, too. I decided that one's too long. So, having some horns. Some of the wild things actually almost looked like they had human hair, and some of them looked more like they were furry. I want mine to be furry, so I'm going to go around this original oval I made, which is his head, with some uneven zigzags and make it look furry. All right, I'm gonna give him a great big monster nose. Maybe darken in his nostrils, make him look a little bit scary. And this does look like the guy from the Wild Things now, because he has a very similar big nose and he has sharp teeth. Your teeth could come from the bottom of your smile or frown line, or they could go out over the top, or maybe yours would just have great big like vampire teeth. That is up to you. What kind of eyes is your monster going to have, or your wild thing? Mine's gonna have great big eyes and big eyelids with some very noticeable eyelashes. Maybe yours too will have eyelashes, maybe not, right? So you could draw along and end up with a creature like mine. But I'm kind of working and thinking. I'm kind of walking you through the process of how you could work and decide what do you want your wild thing to look like. Oh. All right, what will his arms and legs and body be like? Now that I have all the most important facial features, I've decided I want little tiny ears in here. That was a afterthought, so I need to make them look like they belong by erasing what they're covering up, and maybe even those ears are going to be a little bit furry. All right, so I can have a belly. Mine's gonna have to have real short legs because I didn't leave a lot of room. So I'm gonna make like claw-like feet on my monster. And make him both go the same way, so it kind of look like maybe he's walking this way. Kind of looks like he has duck feet. If I want these to look a little scarier, I'm gonna curve off where flesh would end, and then this would be his claws. So now they look more like claws at the end of feet versus looking like a duck. This one's not really room for that one. All right. Now maybe I want his legs to be scaly. If I did, I can do that by making bump, bump, bump lines. This is a good way to make fish scales, or could be like dragon scales. And then I'm trying to get the point, the in-between place of my bumps to land right in the center of the bump that happened before that. So from center to center, center to center, my bumps up and over, center to center, center to center, up and over, right? So creating scales if you want to, anywhere on yours. You could include wings. You could have 2 arms, you could have 10 arms, right? That is up to you. I wonder where the illustrator got his ideas, right? How did he come up with the idea of a wild thing and what it would look like? So using his imagination, I bet. Combining ideas of things he's seen with things he can only imagine. Being very creative. So your arms, you'll have to decide how are those gonna go. Mine are gonna come up, whoa, like he's about to scare you. Roar. And I'm gonna give him some paws. Some little fingers and some claws. These kind of remind me of bear claws. That arm looks a little big. It's okay. And I have to decide which thing is in front. Is the arm in front of the hair, right? Or does this arm go in behind? Or does it go in front? If it goes in front, then I would need to get rid of the things it covers up. That will show me overlapping, right? That the arm is in front. Oh, bump, 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 claw, 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 and whoop, claw. All right, so I'm starting to have a pretty fun looking creature. I need to decide what is his body going to look like, or is he going to be wearing some monster clothes? My monster, I think, is going to be wearing a t-shirt. This is going to be silly. And I think it's going to be a polka dotted t-shirt. So I'm going to add some polka dots. Oops. A little bit of the body was sticking out from the shirt. That wouldn't make sense in real life. So even though I'm using my imagination, I want to still consider how things would or should look. All right, mine's getting pretty close to being completed. So for week 1, watching the story and listening to the story of the wild thing, or where the wild things are, sorry. And then your second job is to create your very own wild thing drawing. Next week we will outline and color this in. So this week you can spend a lot of time and attention designing your monster, your wild thing. If you have extra time, you could make a second one.